Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome to the channel and shit. I'm gonna try to upload as frequent as I possibly can, but that depends on what's going on in the world. If there ain't shit to talk about, I'm not gonna sit here and talk about conflicts or some shit. So just keep that in mind, please, and thank you. Alright, man. Today we're just gonna talk about two topics, and then y'all can get back to doing whatever the fuck y'all were doing before this vid. The first topic is gonna be about the situation surrounding Dave Chappelle. So this nigga, Dave Chappelle, right? He's still getting hate and shit, right? Since his last special. And I feel like most people who are whining on Twitter, they haven't even seen the special, right? They just saw clips and shit on YouTube and they just ran with that shit. And I've watched the special. I watched the special from start to finish the week that shit came out, right? And it was great. I was like, damn, that shit great, right? The one where, like, at the end, he talks about, like, his transgender friend, Daphne Dorman, who committed suicide, which is very, very sad. But the special in general was just, like, a good special. At least I feel like. And these motherfuckers that are, like, outraged and shit, right? If they claim to have actually watched that special, is one of two things, right? Is either they were watching the backside of the TV, or they're just some conflicts. It's either one of the two. They're just some softies that just want to get offended. Because I know for damn sure we did not watch the same shit, and they reacted that way. Like, I just don't see it. But on this channel, what I'm always gonna do, maybe not always, right? If I don't know what the fuck them other niggas are talking about, right? I'm not gonna do that. But what I'm gonna try to do on most vids is I'm gonna try to explain, like, the argument for both sides, basically. So, like, why he's getting hate, the reason for that is basically, like, this is like the best argument I found yet, right? Is that, so you see how white people, like, Dave Chappelle cannot, like, let white people make fun of black people in a certain way, right? Because they're not a part of that group, right? You see how, like, it's gonna seem like racist and shit, right? Like, people are gonna, like, get outraged and shit, right? See how that is? It's the same way people are saying, oh, yo, he's not part of the LGBTQ community, so he can't make trans jokes the way he's making trans jokes. So that's like the best of the best argument I've seen, right? The argument makes sense. I see what they're saying, but I don't give a fuck. I still don't give a fuck, you feel me? It's a joke regardless. Like, I'm pretty sure the majority of people don't give a fuck about that. The majority of people don't give a fuck about that. So at the end of the day, life is still gonna go on. I don't know why people should be, like, offended about, like, jokes. Like, I get you being offended at, like, something that's, like, said to actually hurt you, or, like, said like in a serious tone to hurt you. Like, I get that, right? But getting offended about, like, a stand-up comedian making jokes is just absurd. It is what it is, man. People are gonna be conflicts regardless, so you just have to move with it. And the funny thing is, they're the loud majority. The silent minority, they probably just don't care. They just don't care about shit like that, so they just don't say anything. So for the story at hand, this is basically what happened, right? This motherfucker pulled up to the school, right? He pulled up to his, like, former high school this week, right? And he had, like, a Q&A session with, like, nearly 600 students about his Netflix special. I was talking about how them kids were weird as shit, right? Them kids were weird, right? Them weird ass kids. I mean, not all of them, but, like, most of them, they want to be fake woke or whatever the fuck, right? So that motherfuckers were, like, questioning him, interrupting him, talking about some random ass shit, talking about some, oh, he's a bigot and he's childish, like, for responding the way he responded. So they wanted him to apologize, right? And I was like, bro, there's no fucking way Dave Chappelle is gonna apologize to some 16-year-olds about what he said, like, what was it, like a month ago? Was it like a month ago? Maybe 2 months. I don't even know when that special released. I think it was like 2 months ago, actually. Because that shit been a minute now. I was like, these niggas must be tripping if they expect him to apologize. Ain't no fucking way doing that. What the fuck? You don't give a fuck about y'all. And he didn't. Which he shouldn't. He shouldn't apologize. He moved on with his life. There was something funny about, like, the whole thing, right? There was, like, this one, like, weird ass dad. I don't know, weird ass kids, weird ass dads. I don't know. That shit was a shit show. The one dad was talking about some. Oh, he was offended that he said the N-word during the thing with the students. I guess it was more of like, oh, like, why should he be allowed to say that, like, when talking to students and shit? But nobody give a fuck. It's Dave Chappelle, you feel me? That's just how it gonna be. And one of his spokesperson was like, the fuck is that nigga talking about? Talking about something, complaining about saying the N-word. If anything, he's putting the school on the map, which is true. He raised like hundreds of thousands of dollars for the school. The school's name is Duke Ellington, and he brought A-list celebs such as Bradley Cooper, Chris Tucker to the campus. I wish I was at that school. I don't know where my fucking alumni were at. And then towards like the end of the thing, basically it was just horrible vibes all around, simply because of the student. But towards the end, it was noted that he calmed down a little bit, and he was talking about how the school like means a lot to him, and like how he truly cares about the students of the school. And there were some good kids. Among like the weird ass motherfuckers, there were some good kids. But one thing you need to know is the way the media is spinning this shit is so funny. Try to paint it as, oh, he went there to like argue with the students and shit, and like stupid ass shit like that. Like, you have to read the whole like article. I can't like read the article word for word. But it's Twitter. They're gonna cry regardless. It is what it is. But yeah, now I'm getting tired of talking. So that's about it. That's about all the shit that happened the past week that I felt were like important. Probably gonna be like another vid tomorrow. We'll see how that goes. But yeah, that's about it. Peace.